Hello everyone, and welcome to the Race of Champions. So I made a video a few days ago about it then, and this is the group stages. So there'll be 3 races from me in this video, and then the finals will be on Friday. I'll talk about that later on. Thought I'd start in the overhead cam just to give you a little idea of the track layout. You can see on the bottom there, there's 5 cars, only the front 2 will race. I'm the upper one of those front 2, and we'll watch the start and then we'll try and go on board. So I'll be recording this from the replay cam as well. I thought it's a bit different for me to actually have control over cameras, and we're away then, so I get a slightly better start than Hamish there. See the cars disappear. And we'll go on board for these opening couple of laps, and then we'll do some off-board shots for the next 2 races. So yes, it's a very tight track in the KTM Expo or Crossbow, however you want to say it. And it's a tricky one, but I'm expecting to beat Hamish, to be honest, because he was racing on a pad and was quite slow, and he only changed to a wheel like an hour before this race. So I'm expecting him to not have that much experience in it. And looks like I've had a pretty solid start, and that's already very good because the lanes are different timings. So you'll find the outside lane will be about 1.5 to 2 seconds faster than the inside lane, and I obviously start on the inside lane, so having already been ahead of Hamish there, it's not good signs for him. But that basically means that every 2 laps you get an idea of where the cars actually are. So I'll do some off-board shots just a second when we come to the line. So there we go then. So that now we are now equal. So I am, well, there's me across the line. I'm quite a few seconds ahead of Hamish now, so this win should be relatively comfortable. We'll go back on board again for this race. We'll try and do lots of on-board shots just to give you an idea of the track, and then we'll do a bit more cinematic in the next couple of races. So yeah, very tight track, mostly second gear, occasionally third gear. I never go to first in this one, and I've got reasonable pace, but not so quick as Ownage. There's a couple of the guys that are a little bit quicker than me as well, so I'm not expecting to win this championship, but it's just for fun. As I said, this is just the group stages, so hoping to advance through to them and then get through to the knockout stages, which will be on Friday, which I'll mention right at the end, and I'll give you the schedule and everything for that right at the end of this video, which will be streamed live, by the way, as was the group stages. So if you missed it, it wasn't on my channel, so you can be forgiven, but I'll give you the details at the end, as I said. So we're a pretty solid couple of laps so far, coming to the end of the 3rd lap now, and come around the final corner. So we've got 3 laps to go. There's 6 laps effectively, so 3 in each lane, so we can look at it 3 or 6 laps. And this is more or less how I drove it, with the mirror at the top there. The only other thing I did have, I had the, I might as well switch it on now. I had the, there we go, the stuff down the bottom there, but I didn't obviously really use it. That was more for you, but then I've switched it off in the replay anyway, so it gives you a little idea anyway of what's going on. We've got the throttle and brake users on the left-hand side there as well. So quite a way ahead now then, so that was the end of that lap, and look at that, miles ahead of Hamish now, bless him. Just coming to cross the line now, and I'm coming into the tight next couple of corners, so quite a considerable way ahead. But yeah, like I said, he's only just switched the wheels, so fair play to him, but just trying to keep it clean. We'll mention as well, if you dip one wheel, one entire tyre onto the grass off the track, onto the gravel, that's a 2-second penalty. If you tap the barrier, that's a 2-second penalty. So just really try not to actually go down to first. That must be the end of the race. There we go. That'll be the end of that race then. And I think I must have lost count of the laps there. But yeah, so if you tap a barrier, that's also a 2-second penalty, as Hamish does there. And there we go, as long as across the line. So quite a comfortable win in that first one for me. But moving on to the second race now. So here we are then, the second race of the 3. So having taken a victory in the first one, I only need 1 more victory to guarantee promotion through to the knockout stages. So I'm not going to try and pronounce his name there, but you can see at the bottom on the front of the row of the grid, I'm on the inside lane once again. So watch the overhead cam for the start again, just to try and see the kind of launches that each of us gets. And I'll do some more off-board shots on this one as well. So hopefully we'll get to see that a bit better. So there we go, actually get a worse start, quite a lot of a worse start actually than the Timu there. I'm going to call him Timu. And we'll go now on board. We'll perhaps do the battle cam, because that's supposed to show both cars a lot of the time. So we'll give that a crack, see how that works out. So again, I'm just trying to keep it clean here, trying to push to have some decent speed, but also keep it clean. And nice on apex there. That was pretty sweet. And again, the first lap, you can't really get a proper gap in the first lap. But I was starting on the inside, so I should be about 1.5 seconds back from him, which looking like... I didn't need to do that, did I? It just showed an overhead cam there. And we'll go trackside 2 for this one, just see how that is. So again, just try to keep it clean, keep out the barrier. 2-second penalty, that's incredibly harsh, which is good. So it's all about keeping it clean, really, trying to be quick and threading it through the barriers while also keeping it clean. So looking pretty good, nicely on my apexes. It's been another pretty solid race so far, and we will get a gap at the end of this one. And it's going to be close by the looks of it. He's pretty close to me. I'm a little bit ahead by the looks of it, but not by too much. And, well, we didn't get the overhead cam that time, but only by about 0.5 seconds or so, so it's tough, it's tight. Let's try and keep this sort of pace up, and I should be okay, but one tap on the barrier, that'll be this race lost pretty much because of how close it is. So I need to make sure I'm concentrating. And it's looking pretty good so far. Nice and tight to my apexes. Getting good launches, giving the barriers a little bit of space. And there he is on the inside there. But again, he should be more ahead than that right now. And we're pretty much even there as it stands. And so I'm actually probably about a second and a half ahead or so. So I have got a little bit of advantage now. We're half through this race, so it's just about keeping it clean now. And should we try the... well, let's try battle cam again. I quite like these angles because they're quite high and wide. And look at that, that's quite a cool cam. And this is now even lap, so I'm about probably, about a second and a half ahead of him now, something like that. See, we're going outside there, so I've got a little bit of advantage still. Just 2 more laps left to go now then. And we'll do overhead cam for a bit, shall we? We'll watch actually the cars go on a track. So on the one without the name there. And there's Timu. So it's quite a cool camera list. I like this, being able to view the whole track, especially when it's such a tight track. And a little bit of a jump there. And again, this lap should be... I should be about second, or he should be about second half behind me, but he was more or less even, so I'm about a second half again. And I can tell you here, I actually thought the race was over, so I backed right out of it. And in fact, I couldn't show the off cam there, I just missed it, but yes, I actually thought the race was over. So I did back out of it, so I did lose a little bit of time. So we'll go back to the overhead cam just to try and. In fact, no, we'll go to battle cam. This is why I'm not a race director. This is why I just commentate. And so again, this is where I should be about a second and a half ahead. But I'm not. It's a lot closer now. And, well, that was completely wrong, wasn't it? I basically won there by about a second, so I lost a lot of time on the outside lap, on the final lap there. And, well, that's very confusing. I'm trying to try and keep up with what I'm doing. But on to the next race now then. So here we are then for the third and final race. So I'm already through. I'm already secured promotion through to the knockout stages. But I'm trying to get a clean sweep if I can. See, Race Fanatic there. I'm actually racing on the outside lane this time. So hopefully get a bit of a better start than last time. A few honks on the horn. That was me. And, well, race will be starting any second now, I'd imagine. And we'll try a few more battle cams on this one. And pretty even start. Get a slightly better start there. And let's try battle cam. So Race Fanatic there. Come around that corner. And a little bit too wide, we can't actually see the other car. Oh, we got caught on the barrier there. It looks like Race Fanatic's already had contact with the barrier. It looks like he got a bit caught as well. So he's already got a penalty coming his way and he lost some time. So at this point, I'm not aware of that. But I can tell you that at about... I'll show you the overhead cam now. At about this point, I was, because I was looking at my mirror thinking, well, it should be about a second and a half. And that's more like 3 seconds. So I've gained about a second and a half on the opening lap alone. So I'm thinking, right, he's obviously made a mistake. That's fine. Just keep it clean now. And you should be able to get your clean sweep. And we'll try some more. I'll try trackside 2 actually, a little bit wider cam. We'll try some more of this. So just trying to keep it nice and tidy over the little jump in the bridge. On the penultimate corner. So this is where it should all be even. Let's have a... There we are. So, yeah, about a second and a half then, something like that. That's how far I am ahead. So a little bit of advantage, which is good. But like I said, this win isn't essential for me anyway. But Race Fanatic's actually got some very good pace though, so... I need to not back off too much, and I knew that he had some half-decent pace, so I'm not exactly cruising around. I'm just making sure I keep it clean. That's the most important thing. And again, this is where I should be about a second and a half ahead. But I'm going to be more like 3 seconds because of the time that Race Fanatic lost. Should be anyway. Yeah, it looks like I'm still about 3 seconds. Our pace has been very, very similar, so unfortunately he did make that mistake, which made this race a little bit easier than it should have been so far, but it's quite close to the barrier there. And I can tell you it feels a lot closer when you're actually in the car. Let's go on board, in fact. For there should be 3 laps left to go, including this one. So 2 more after this one, I think, if I've actually managed to keep count this time. And see the mirror on the left-hand side there, or at the top. So this is now even laps. Let's have an overhead cam. There we are. So I'm actually a little way ahead. And we'll go on board for the final couple of laps then. And very close to the inside barrier there. And of course, looking at this point of view, you can't actually see the right-hand side of your car, so it's easier said than done to try and avoid the barriers on the right. And trying to get it all turned in nicely. And again, double apex corner really needs to take that as. So 1 more lap left to go. Look in the mirror then, he's still a little way behind, so I should be okay for now. Quite wide there, they almost touched the barrier. I don't want to be doing that, make it closer than it has to be. And just 1 more lap to go, and this is the final lap, so this will decide it. And for the final lap then, we'll go for overhead cam. I play with the cameras too much, don't I? So this is what I mean. I shouldn't be a race director. I'm not good at it. But in fact, we'll try and get race trackside 1. I believe this shows a good shot of the bridge. Yeah, look at that. Bit of air there. And, oh, here's the battle cam. Look at the battle cam then for these last couple of corners. But you can see I've got a little bit of advantage. There it is then. That's the win. About a second and a half the gap pause then. So that's the third and final victory then. So I managed to take 3 from 3 in the group stages. And as I said, on Friday will be the final race. Sorry, the knockout stages rather. It'll be broadcast from about 6 o'clock on Box Gaming. I'll put a link down in the description. So it's all broadcast on there, and I was helping to commentate for these group stages tonight. But whether I'll help on Friday, I'm not entirely decided yet. But I will certainly be racing. So hopefully, I'm hoping to make it through to the semis. Beyond there, I just don't know, but I'm hoping to be able to get through there. But yeah, knockout stages, there'll be 3-round knockouts, so we'll do 3 races against the same driver, and whoever's victorious after those 3 will advance through to the next round, and then the winner will be decided at the end of the night as well. So yes, Friday from 6 PM UK time on the Box Gaming channel. Hope to see you there, and I thank you for watching. Bye-bye.